Greetings, class. I hope you guys are doing well and you're staying safe and healthy. It's taking me some time. Generally, I would do all of this before semester started, so I'm kind of doing things at a pretty interesting speed. But the good news is I have reconfigured our classroom. And so I want to show you guys some things. One, if you're in our classroom and you go down to modules, I did a lot of this here. I put the prompt for our next paper here. And so it has all the details. We went over this in class, but in case you need to review it, it's here. Another thing I did for you guys is I've created video tutorials on how to write this essay. I have a whiteboard and I went over how to write this essay. So I did that. And then I also have readings for this week. Essays. Our homework assignment for this week is pretty simple. We just had to read these 2 essays and that was it. And then I also did, we have a couple of videos to watch for this week. One is from Edward Snowden, which talks about treason, and I think that's a very powerful video to watch. Because I think it's a good point to wonder if committing treason is an act of patriotism or whistleblowing is an act of patriotism. It's clearly activism, but if you're standing up for what your country does is wrong, even though you're going against the grain, I think that deserves question. And the other thing would be, we read the essay about George Washington, and near the end of that essay, it talks about how he did protests against the government, and he was very concerned about our country, and he went against the grain of our country as well. So I think it really complicates some discussion, and so I have that video here. And then another video I provided is on Amazon. You don't need to watch a whole video. You're more than welcome to if you want. I would say the first 33 minutes really exemplifies what we're talking about. It's about women in Liberia who protested. They joined different faiths and they basically toppled a government, a dictator. And they did so through peaceful protest. And that video is clearly activism. It has a lot of strong examples of women activists. But I also think that you could also say that these women were patriots. And what made them patriots is they were really concerned about the direction of their country. They were really concerned about what the men were doing in the country. And they were concerned for their children and themselves. So I think it really pulls a lot of our discussions together. And then lastly, I also have video lectures. What I did was I recorded myself going over our essays, and I went over some key points that you could tie back into your own essays. This first one's on the essay by Blind Patriotism, and in that essay, the author does a survey. They lock people in a room and have them look at images and decide which one's the most patriotic. And so I also did a PowerPoint that has patriotic images, and I'm going to have you guys decide which ones you believe to be the most patriotic and least patriotic. You have a video that also talks about that PowerPoint as well. And then lastly, you have the George Washington essay, which really ties back into the Edward Snowden video. So those are the updates. I'm reconfiguring things. I'm going to continue to do this. It's going to be a lot easier for me to do this from this point forward. The good news is you guys have no homework assignments this week. All you have to do is read and watch these videos and you should be good to go. I will have some homework assignments next week, but that's about it for now. Again, if you guys have any questions, please contact me at bpranowitz@yahoo.com. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I'm thinking about you guys.